Tacoma Public Schools acknowledges that we are on the traditional, ancestral, and historical lands of the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. We honor with gratitude the land itself and the Puyallup Tribe. This acknowledgement serves as a first step in honoring our tribal neighbors and partners who have inhabited this region since time immemorial and whom we give thanks for allowing us passage to their lands. We shall intentionally create inclusive and respectful partnerships that honor Indigenous cultures, histories, identities, and socio-political realities. Here we are with Council Member John Hines. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, always a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what do you do here as part of the City Council?
Well, yeah, as you said, the easy part, I'm on the City Council here in Tacoma, and we're the ones that make the kind of rules and laws for the City of Tacoma. I was elected to this position back in 2019, so I'm now entering my third year on the council. And basically, most of the rules and laws that apply to your students' lives or the students of Tacoma are made right here in the City Council. So how fast cars go on the street, when your streets and roads get fixed, police, fire, all sorts of things you think about are done right here every Tuesday.
That sounds like an important job.
I like to think so, but
Yeah.
I think we do a lot of really good work here each night.
Can you talk about what are some of the issues that are facing Tacoma today?
Ooh, that's a good question. A lot of visible ones that we talk about. So housing and where people live, homelessness and how we help people find places to live that aren't on our streets. Looking at jobs and how people find work. Looking at opportunities around for students and young people, such as the ones that you guys are working with, like what the future looks like for them, what opportunities exist for them here in the city. Property crime in general, like is another hot topic we talk a lot about. So a whole range of things, but it's been good so far to see all the work we've done.
Has being part of the City Council something that you've always wanted to do?
Yes. I mean, as far back as I can remember from, I think, probably when I was in elementary school, I thought that this was something I wanted to do. I've always thought that government's important. It's a way to really impact everyone's lives in my community. I've had a deep care and concern for the city my whole life. And so this is something I've wanted to do. I got involved with community groups way back in middle school and high school, and I just kind of continued that service on until right now.
So I heard you say that you got involved with community groups. What other roles or responsibilities have you had in your life that have built you up for success as a council member?
Oh, I think most importantly, I've spent a long time as a teacher, and the skills I learned as a teacher were really important for kind of how to work with a wide range of people, to try to think about the problems we're facing, to think about the challenges that we're having. So in the classroom, it was more about, how am I going to teach this information to my students, and how do I put it in such a way that they can understand? On the City Council, it's about how are we going to address a problem like homelessness, and how are we going to do it in a way that's humane, that people understand, that can easily communicate. That was a really important skill. Beyond that, I think being a member of like sports and clubs, anytime you have a shared endeavor where you have to come together as a team and work together to achieve some kind of goal, that's perfect training for this work. Because, I'm on the council with 8 other people. I'm one of 9. And so it's not what I want to do. It's what I can help work with my colleagues to get done, right? It's what we can come together and decide on. And so that teamwork, that experience in the classroom, my community groups, that all helped me kind of be more successful in this role.
So all the learning we're doing around getting along and problem solving and listening and being a team player, that's important.
Oh yeah, I mean, and those don't go away. I mean, I think when I was younger, and probably the age of many of your students, I thought when I became an adult, things would be different. But that's not the case, right? The lessons you learn from the earliest days in school, from whether you're a kindergartner or a first grader, and the things about like being kind, being respectful, waiting your turn, listening to what other people say. When you get angry, calm down before you respond. Those are all things that I practice every day on the City Council, and skills that I think your students really need to make sure they remember as they go forward. They're going to be valuable for the rest of their lives.
Because the City Council wouldn't work if you all just started yelling when something made you upset.
No, and we talk about things that are challenging, that are hard. There's no real easy answers, and so emotions run high. I said earlier, the policies we make impact people's daily lives, and because of that, people feel very passionate about that.
Yes.
They have very strong emotions. And so part of that is just, listening to people and understanding where they're coming from, and then trying to remain calm and let's talk about this. Let's explain how we can do this in a way that, makes sense for everybody.
Sounds like you use a lot of rough draft thinking, where you think you know something and then you listen to understand someone else's perspective, and it might change what you thought you knew about a topic.
Yeah, I think one thing I try to remember is everybody has blind spots. Not everybody sees the whole picture of any situation. If you think about interactions you have with the people in your lives, like maybe one of your friends or your parent, you see it one way. They obviously see it a different way. And there are things that they see that you don't see. And there's things that you see that they don't see. And so part of the process is making sure you're talking to people and like, wait, here's what I think is going on. What do you think? And trying to really listen to people and come to a better understanding that you've come to together. There's no one person really understands everything. Right. And so that, again, reminds us it's really valuable to listen to what people have to say and really try to listen to understand.
So where are we?
So we are currently in the council chambers. So this is where I guess the magic happens, right? So right now during COVID, we've been mostly on Zoom, but traditionally council would meet in this space and all of us would be here. This is called the dais. So this is the front area. And the mayor would sit here, as you can see. And then the rest of the council members sit alongside of her. And we have our city manager who actually runs the city. So she's the chief executive of the city. So the council makes the rules. The city manager is the one who puts them in place. The example I use is the school board. The school board makes the rules, but the superintendent is the one who makes the decisions and actually puts that in place, similar to the city council. So this is our chambers. The public comes. They can come in here normally, and then they give public comment. They can comment on anything we're talking about that's on the agenda. Certain times of the month, we have times where they can come in and talk about anything. But most of it's just about what we're talking about. And then we sit up here and we have discussions. Policies, ideas, rules, laws come forward. We discuss and we vote on them right here.
So where do you sit?
I sit right here. So this would be my spot right there. And I'm relatively new council members. Like I said, I've only been here 2 years. So some of my colleagues have been here a lot longer. So I start on the edge, and then we move towards the center as we get more experience. Does that for her.
For our kindergarten through fifth grade students, if they wanted to get involved in politics, involved in city politics, what is your suggestion for them?
Ooh, great question. And they should get involved. Let's just start with that, right? They should, because I think they have great ideas. I would say, reach out to your council member. So Tacoma is a bigger city, but we're not so big. And I talk to people all the time. So, start with your city council members and, write them letters, send them emails. I think it's really important to explain to them kind of what you're really passionate about and why. And I think that's really the easiest way to get started, is just to share kind of what you care about. And then we're a small enough place that you'll get people who will follow up with you and talk to you about it. And I think that's a great place. The other thing I'd say is find something you're really passionate about. That's the advice I give to a lot of young people. If you really care about parks or you really care about libraries, then just do what you can to follow that passion. Because as you follow that, you're going to find opportunities to get leadership experience. You're going to meet people. You're going to find ways to get involved. And it's going to be something you really care about. Don't worry about finding things that you think are like the right thing to do, but find things that you're really passionate about.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us today. Should we go meet Mayor Woodard?
We should. You'll love the mayor.
Okay.
She's great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.